Hey, what's up, you guys? I'm SDA, and welcome to my first Patreon stream. I'm here with one of my gold patrons, TK. Say hi.
Hi,
So how are you?
I'm okay. I'm a little nervous. I didn't know I was going to be, like I said there before, following the comedy stylings of Angry MGTOW. He's a hoot.
Yes, he is. By the way, if you want to be on the next stream, my Patreon is in the description, and people who donate $10 or more a month get to be in Patreon streams every month. So, anyway, with that out of the way, um, yeah, so that was fun. It was a fun little stream that we did there.
Yeah, yeah, he was. It was interesting. I have actually watched his stuff for a long while. He's really funny. I assume that he doesn't mean the stuff, a lot of the stuff he's saying, and that he's a Poe like Jeff was saying, but I think of him kind of as a shock jock.
I honestly, I can't tell if the MGTOWs are dead serious. I kind of, I tend to take people, maybe it's because I'm gullible, but I tend to take people at face value and just go with the information that I'm presented with.
I just hope that it's not serious.
Well, yeah, one would hope, but I mean, given that he still sounds like he's 12 at 33, did he say? What are you
Hmm.
gonna do? I would I would be grumpy as well if I still sounded like that at 37. That would ugh. But so um what were your general thoughts when you were watching that? Just as a viewer.
Well, at the beginning of I like I said, I think he went a little too far with his humor at the beginning. There, it was very cringe heavy and whatnot. And but I mean, that's what shock jocks do. They blow things out of proportion and they straw man and whatnot like that. If that's what if it was supposed to be humor, which is.
I don't even think I think that was like dead serious, to be honest. Given what
Mm,
I've seen of MGTOW, I mean, what's interesting with MGTOW is that people hail Sandman as the
mm.
most rational MGTOW ever, and he's like fucking nuts. They're like, why don't you go after a real MGTOW who knows what he's talking about? Like Sandman. Like Sandman, really? Have you listened to Sandman?
I watched one of his videos, something about of mind control powers that are exuded through the
The smush
woman's
cookie? Yeah.
vagina,
We
or
call it a
yeah,
smush cookie.
okay, smush cookie. And I couldn't take it seriously after that. It just
Well,
felt like this has got
that's
to be
it.
a joke.
Well, that's the thing, though. You know, he's the guy that's held up as, you know, the rational MGTOW,
Hmm.
which is just like, you know, if he's the best one you got, I'm a little worried.
Hmm. I like to
So,
think the whole movement is, for the most part, just a big troll,
you know, I
or
don't
at least the
know.
extremist ones.
Like I
Maybe
said,
not the whole movement, maybe just the extreme ones.
I I tend to take what people say at face value. Um,
Mm.
so I don't know, but he was oddly obsessed with, you know, I think he asked me how many people I'd ridden around on the cock carousel or something, and I was like, I don't,
Was it
what?
cock carousel?
Yeah, that's what they call it.
Mm.
So I guess if you're like a woman and you've had more than one partner at some point, they call it a cock carousel.
Mm, that's really childish sounding.
Yeah, it is because
Like you were saying, it sounds like something a 12-year-old would say.
yeah, and I mean, I don't know, maybe they expect it to be like it was way back when, when you're not supposed to date more than one person in your entire life. But I've actually seen some of them say that. And honestly, sometimes I'm like, that's just too crazy. That has to, please tell me you're kidding. Like, just please be joking. That's too stupid. Um, so in general, do you have any thoughts about the MGTOW movement?
Um, well, yeah, I, like I said, I like to think that it's kind of a troll movement like Menonism.
Okay. What makes you think it's
But
what gives you the idea that it's a troll movement? Like I'm not sorry, I
the
hope that doesn't
idea,
sound like
it's more the
condescending or
hope.
anything. I'm just like genuinely curious. Because I guess I hadn't really thought of it that way.
Mhm,
I hadn't really considered that it could be.
mhm. Well, it's just that the ideas seem so out there that you gotta hope it's not serious. I mean, his videos, like the targets he goes after and whatnot, he seems to pick things. Angry MGTOW, now that
Hmm.
I'm talking about here specifically, seems to pick things that are purposefully absurd,
Right.
and then that's what he makes his videos on. So that seems like trolling to me.
Yeah, maybe. I think Jeff was even saying in this stream that he seems like a Poe. And honestly, after that, I'm like, he's got to be. But, you have to wonder, do you have this many followers that are in on the joke? Or are the followers like genuinely just like, yeah, you know what? All women are terrible and they're all just in it for terrible reasons or something. Because I don't know. I'd
Mm-hmm.
be curious to know how many people are actually believe it.
Or whether it's just they're part of the joke. You know, they're just playing along with it, maybe.
I don't know. I mean, if that's like their whole organized troll, that would be impressive.
Yeah.
Um,
It's an interesting thought, possibly true. I'd like to hope so.
so are you a Star Wars fan?
Am I what?
A Star Wars fan?
Yeah, yeah. I like Star Wars.
Did you see they dropped the new trailer today for episode 8?
I heard that they dropped the new trailer. I didn't get a chance to watch it yet.
It's vague. It's a teaser trailer. Um,
Hmm.
but it looks interesting. What did you think of episode 7?
Episode 7. That the one with uh, talk to me in titles, not in the numbers.
Oh, sorry. The Force Awakens.
Oh, Force Awakens. It it seemed pretty good. Um, I mean, like it wasn't the best thing ever, but it wasn't the worst of them.
Yeah. Did you also see Rogue One?
Yeah, I did actually just recently see Rogue One with a friend, actually, and that I didn't like as much, especially in the beginning part. A lot of the story seemed in the beginning not to flow very well, and it didn't seem very focused on anything,
Hmm.
and you didn't start caring about any of the characters until much later in the movie, when at that point it's like we really should have started caring about these people earlier, and the story should have felt underway by now.
Yeah, I really didn't care for any of the characters. The only character that I liked was like I guess the lead male character. I
Mm.
found him kind of interesting, but everybody was just kind of bland. And
I liked the droid. He was kind of funny.
yeah, the droids are always my favorite though, but I think that's just a girl thing.
Mm.
But yeah, I found the characters pretty bland. I found them difficult to care about
Hmm.
in Rogue One. I was actually really disappointed because, I knew people who had already gone and seen it, and a lot of them had told me that it was like the best thing since sliced bread, and I was like, all right, cool. And then it was just, I was like, oh, this was kind of boring. And I guess the reason why they even needed it was because they had to retcon a plot hole that was in episode 4.
Mm.
So, when the entire purpose of a movie is to fix a
Yeah,
different
yeah.
movie, maybe I think you're off to a bit of a bad start there.
Hmm. I tried not to hear anything about it ahead of time,
Yeah, that's probably a good
and
idea.
yeah, and it still ended up being a little disappointing. I remember way back when I was young and The Lion King had just come out, and that was a good movie. But I remember that I wasn't actually able to watch it for like half a year or something after it came out for some reason. And all of my friends that whole time had been building it up as the most amazing movie ever.
Which it
And
is.
I
Love The Lion
watched
King.
it, and the build up, it didn't seem to live up to the hype quite, because nothing could at the point that what they built it up to.
Yeah, that makes
And
sense.
that was really disappointing to me, because I think I really would have enjoyed that movie if if they hadn't had all that build up.
Yeah. What is your favorite movie?
Um,
God, you know what? Scribe and Monkey are rubbing off on me because I'm talking about fucking movies. Sorry, that just occurred to me.
this is an embarrassing one.
I mean, my favorite,
Legally Blonde.
that's all right. My favorite movie is The Lion King, and my second favorite movie is Frozen, so.
Frozen is actually an interesting case.
Oh,
My
really?
friends were building that up to me, and I was like, "Oh no, please, please don't do this. Don't Lion King this for me. Don't Lion King this for me." I went and I saw it, and I don't know if it was. I saw it sooner, so they hadn't been hyping it for half a year or whatever,
Right.
and it totally lived up to the hype for
No,
me. I
I
was like,
love Frozen. Now there are
that
plot
was
holes in it
fantastic.
that
Well,
kill
yeah,
me.
there are, but there are plot holes in every movie.
Yeah, but I don't know why I loved it. I ended up seeing it 7 times in theaters. Uh, so I developed a problem, but it was a good movie. Did you see Moana?
I have not actually had a chance to see that
Yeah,
yet.
everybody's saying that that's like the best Disney movie ever, and I'm pretty sure it's just because the character is black, sort of.
Uh,
Because it's not that like it's not better than Frozen, in my opinion.
I
Um,
haven't really even heard a lot about it yet.
it was
My
good,
friends
and Dwayne
hadn't.
Johnson was a lot of fun to
Mm,
watch. Well, not to watch, but to listen to.
right,
Um,
they picked him well for the character that he You
Yeah,
voice it?
yeah. And it is a
Yes,
beautiful
Legally
movie.
Blonde was awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, Bay's got your
Thank you
back.
there, Mara. Yeah.
Um, what sucked more, episode 7 or episode 3? Well, here's my problem with answering that question. A hot Anakin is in episode 7. Or is in episode 3.
Okay,
And
I was a little
sorry,
confused there
and
for
I'm
a moment because I was like, he's a charred helmet in episode
no,
7,
no, you're
right?
right. Sorry, but hot Anakin's in episode 3. That being said, he's awkward. Okay, so everybody's like, they're not black. I know. I said they're blackish. They're dark. They're darkies. Leave me alone. Um, I'm just being racist. Fuck.
They're ethnic.
Yeah, they're ambiguously something. Yeah, so Hot Anakin is in episode 3, which as a girl I'm obligated to like,
Hmm.
but I think I don't know. Like to me they're about the same. But the only reason why I like episode 3 is because I've seen all um the Clone Wars episodes. So I know who everybody is when I'm watching episode 3,
Hmm.
which makes it more enjoyable.
Yeah, yeah, can see that.
Padme thought Annie was hot in episode 1. Yeah, I know. Padme is a weird fucking cougar. I think it's weird how they switched that around in episode 2 because in episode 1 she's like all over him, and then in episode 2
Mhm.
they don't have her commit to being a cougar. And I just thought, if you're gonna go there, just have her be a cougar. Seems like the thing to do.
Yeah, yeah. If you're gonna bring something up, you might as well at least commit to it.
Yeah, we can. Yeah, you're right. It is Well, she's supposed to be 14, even though she looks 25. Um, do you want to go ahead and take questions and see?
Sure.
Yeah. So chat, you can ask questions. Is Mara a Kiwi? What's a Kiwi? I don't even know what that means. Um, boys don't force choke you at 8 years old. Okay. Monkey wants to. What's your favorite thing about SDA? Definitely the fact that I'm like the smartest person ever. Although I think that question might have been directed at you.
Yeah. I like that your videos are informative with a touch of humor and at a length where like my attention span doesn't wander, you know?
Yeah.
Like with a with a teal deer video or a Sargon video, I mean, they seem to take a lot of extra time to say something that it takes you a very short amount of time to say. And, I'm like, with one of your videos, I've got the point, and with them, it's like, oh, guys, please get to the point.
Yeah. Well, that's actually what I try to do because, to be honest with you, if I go much longer, I think like a long video for me is about 10 minutes. Um, and an average size video for me is 4 to 5, maybe 6 or 7, if I'm feeling not lazy. But I think part of it too is that my attention span goes places. Um,
Hmm.
I
Hmm.
like I bore myself if I don't keep it kind of short. Um,
Somebody wants to know why I call myself the TK Force. That stands for the Team Killing Force. It is from days when I played shooting games with my friends, and I always racked up quite a kill count on my own team because I liked grenade launchers.
Right. What else did Monkey ask? What's your favorite non-political YouTube channel?
Let me see. Whoa. Favorite non YouTube channel is probably my own. No. I think Northern Lion, his gameplay videos.
Okay.
Have you ever seen his stuff?
No, I haven't.
Yeah, his videos are a little bit on the longerish side, but his attention span tends to wander as he's doing it. So he's always talking about all these different things. So I don't as much notice it, you know?
Yeah. And Monkey also wants to know what video games, if any, do you play now?
At the moment, I unfortunately can't play any really of the ones that I want to be playing because I'm having some health issues that are keeping me bedridden. So I can't actually use my desktop computer, and my laptop can't handle any of my any games that are really cool.
Okay. Yeah, Monkey's a cripple too.
Yeah, I'd like to thank you and Monkey for entertaining me, because one thing I can do on the laptop is watch YouTube videos.
Okay, so somebody asked me, did you have a bad experience with seafood back in the day, or has it always been not to your liking? Lobster freaks me out, grosses me out, and if I watch somebody eat lobster, I vomit, literally. I will just throw up. So I guess that's my bad experience. How do you feel about seafood?
I'm fine with it for the most part, as long as it doesn't have too many tentacles or legs.
Okay. So I guess,
Fish, basically.
right.
Basically, I'm good with fish.
Okay. So I guess not. You're a little bit more into it than I am.
Yeah.
I don't do seafood or onions. I have a weird thing about onions.
This one
Monkey,
time
I
when
did.
I was, oh, sorry.
Sorry, Monkey saying I had a bad experience with crabs.
This one time when I was in the hospital, and I used to order the fish meal, and there was this PCA that would bring the food, and he hated fish. Even the smell of it just like made him sick, and he's like, and he'd be like, "You ordered the fish again." Oh, you ordered the fish again, and I have to bring it to you.
Yeah. That would probably be me. Honestly, I'd be like, "Oh, you ordered hospital food again. What is wrong with you?"
Well,
Hospital
it's not
food is
like I
so
had a lot of
nasty. I know, but
choices.
hospital food is terrible. SD, are you going to be doing 3 streams today? I will be doing 4 today because I did one with Faye this morning about the Vampire Diaries. I did Angry MGTOW one, this one, and then I'm going to be doing the Monkey stream, of course, as usual, because what would my day be without Monkey and Scribe? Scribe can
Yeah.
come too.
Yeah, I have actually been watching monkey videos since I think I think he had 600 subscribers of roughly when I started watching
Oh
his
wow.
stuff.
So you're a long, long
Yeah.
time viewer of the monkey.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
I saw him comment in a bearing video one time, and I was like, "Oh, he has an interesting opinion." And I checked out his channel, and he had some video. He only had a few videos up, not too many, I don't think, at the time, and but they were really interesting.
yeah, I
At the
like
time, I
monkeys.
thought that the avatar was a little bit simplistic, a little bit lazy, but it's really grown on me over
Have
the
you learned
time,
to
and I
love the
just
monkey?
oh yeah, the image has really grown on me.
Um, let's see what other cash me outside. Monkey, stop being weird. Favorite music or band for you?
Far From Home is my favorite band. My favorite music is Christian alternative, Christian pop, Christian rock, stuff like that.
Hmm.
I like it. It's upbeat, and positive. Just fun to listen to.
Yeah, I actually like Christian music. I also like country music is a guilty pleasure of mine.
Yeah, yeah, I like country music too. It's
Um,
something that I heard a lot growing up because my dad loved country music, and
my dad hates country music, but it's something that because right now I'm writing a book in the it's set in Texas, and I was trying to find stuff to listen to sort of get me into the mood while I was writing, and so I decided to really give country music a shot, and I was like, oh, I like it. And I guess growing up in the South, there's a lot of references in it that I don't think most people would get, but um, I was just like, oh my God, it's the music of my people. It was a very weird realization. Um,
yes, I do have a Twitter of it's the TK Force LP or at the TK Force LP. I very rarely use Twitter, but I hope to get more back into that when I start making videos
music
again.
of the Italians? No, it's music of the country folk, which is where I live. What kind of content do you make?
I used to play video games and commentate on them, telling people how like my thought process as I was playing the game, and maybe not playing it like super walk. Maybe it wasn't like there were walkthroughs exactly, but they were guides through my logic and how I wanted to play the game, and some people enjoyed that.
Yeah, so essentially like a little bit more complicated than let's play is a little bit less complicated than walkthroughs.
It was basically let's plays
Okay.
with an informative kind of um, what do you call that angle to them.
Yeah, right. When you can play games, what kind of games do you like to play?
I like to play games that are really either story driven or or the other side that's very just give me a gun, point me at things and shoot. Nothing in between. Either heavily story driven games or give me a gun and let me shoot at things games.
Right. Is it all PC games, or do you like any console games?
All PC games.
Okay.
I'm just can't really afford to, like a console is kind of a luxury, whereas I've got to have a computer anyway. It might as well be able to play games.
SDA likes to play games with men's emotions. Look, you know what? Yes, but that's not the point. I'm a gateway drug to MGTOW. Polly wants to know if you are a Star Trek fan.
Yes, I like Star Trek and I like Star Wars.
Okay. I've actually
I
never seen. Well, I saw one of the newer Star Trek movies and got bored, but
I actually have not seen any of the new Star Trek movies. I'm a classic Trek fan, actually. I like the everything before Enterprise, basically. So Voyager, Deep Space Nine, Next Generation, and of course the original series and the older movies.
let me see if I missed anything up here. Uh, people are asking me about Meatloaf. Very funny. Were you there when the Meatloaf thing happened?
No.
Well, Gutenberg, Scribe, and Monkey were talking about Meatloaf, the singer. I was talking about Meatloaf, the food.
Yes, Monkey, I'm aware Voyager was very bad. It was a guilty pleasure. Okay.
Um, Pickard or Kirk? I don't know what that means.
Picard was the captain of the Next Generation. Kirk was the captain in the original series, and Kirk was known for being very action driven, and Picard was known for his diplomacy. Kirk.
Yeah, okay. I just learned that they're captains. I'm sorry. I don't know things about Star Trek.
Yeah.
Well,
in case somebody watched the stream and also didn't know, I thought that,
yeah, no, it's helpful information because, like I said, I'm totally lost right now. Scribbles, we need to have a Star Trek night. Yeah, one night when SDA has better things to do, I guess. You will know Trek when we're done. Oh, am I going to be part of Star Trek night? I didn't sign up for that. Oh, I love you guys too.
It sounds like it'll be a Teach SDA Star Trek night.
Yeah, I think that's what it sounds like. Yeah.
I think I have to go up to a higher patron tier to be part of that stream, right?
STA shit post because I care. Yeah, all right. It's fine. It's fine. Yeah, well, if there's no more questions, is there anything else you wanted to talk about or cover right now?
Let's see. I watched your talk down in El Paso there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think you were very good at getting your message across. Crowd seemed nice. Were they?
Yeah, they were.
Yeah, they seemed polite and receptive and whatnot.
Yeah, El Paso was great. I had a whole lot of fun.
All right, yeah, that's about it.
Okay. Well, we will do this again next month.
Maybe with some more people.
Yeah, hopefully.
Hopefully.
And you didn't die on your first stream. It's all good.
Yeah,
Not so
I
bad.
survived.
Yeah.
my first stream with SDA. Do I get a t-shirt? Do I check with Monkey to pick up the t-shirts?
Definitely check with Monkey. Bother Monkey about it.
Okay,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
will.
Talk to
I
him.
will. I'll tweet him hour on the hour about it.
All right. Thanks, guys, for watching. And I will be over on Monkey's channel around 10. I'll see you guys there. Bye.